It is the series finale in Sacramento as the Red Sox battle the A's, with the Sox trying to win a 7th straight series. After last night's late game dramatics tonight, the Red Sox send Sonny Gray to the mound. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us with Lou Merlone and Jemai Webster. Mike Monaco filling in for Dave O'Brien. Last night it was a Mona moonshot that gave the Red Sox another win. And Lou, Andrew Monasterio has been one of the most important players the last few weeks.
Yeah, he has, and really it's kind of the way it's gone all year for this team, right? Role players stepping up, winning ball games for a week, 2-week stretches. And last night, nothing bigger than this one here. Extra innings, wasn't asked to bunt, moved the runner over, got ahead 2-0 and drove the ball out of the ballpark. But this isn't just a 1-week stretch for Andrew Monasterio. Now, it's been the entire month of July where he has basically taken over this starting shortstop job, hitting .357 in 17 games. He got 11 extra base hits, 8 RBIs, 2 big ones last night, OPS over 1,100. He has been fantastic, and he has won that starting job at short. He's our high-performance player, presented by GMC, as the Red Sox try to win another series. Cedon Rafaela had the slam, a hero Monday. Anthony Siegler came up just short Tuesday. Monasterio in the 10th yesterday after the bullpen had locked it up with Slayton and Chapman coming up with huge strikeouts. Now the finale in Sacramento next. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England area Audi dealer today. Playing with Heart. Learn more about the risks of bad cholesterol at playingwithheart.com. Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. WB Mason. Get free next day business delivery from your local hometown team. And by Toyota. Recognized as the longest lasting brand. A series on the line in Sacramento, and the Red Sox roll out Sonny Gray. For more on the cerebral vet, here's Jemai.
Hey, thank you very much, Mike. Sonny Gray has been nothing short of amazing in year one with the Red Sox. 19 starts and counting. The kids would say he's a one-of-one. He certainly is unique, and this group believes he should have been an all-star for the 4th time, and this organization believes that as well. The thing is about him, he's very meticulous, and his pitching plan seems to have matched up with the plans of this group as well. His pitching coach, Andrew Bailey, on just that.
Yeah, I mean, it matches up what we want him to do, which is great. He knows himself. He knows his identity as a pitcher. He also does an amazing job at making in-game adjustments when he needs to. The communication is off the charts. Knows how he wants to attack each hitter and is able to reflect at bat to at bat, versus each hitter, and second and third time through, and make adjustments when needed. And it's probably the best I've seen at that in a really long time.
The plans have been working. Gray's tied for 2nd in Major League Baseball with 12 starts of no more than over 1 run allowed. The ballpark here in Sacramento is sure to test that. The finale against the Athletics coming up with Mike and Lou on the mic right after this.
Get the inside edge.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Nissan. Visit NissanUSA.com or your local dealer. Chili's Big Crispy 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat. Subaru of New England. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. And by Plymouth Rock, auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans. Former A's Sonny Gray had maybe his best moment as a rookie in the playoffs in 2013, outdueling Justin Verlander in the ALDS. Big-time moment early in what has been a wonderful career for the 3-time All-Star, who goes up against the A's with a series on the line here in Sacramento.
Yeah, look at the rebound, too, after an outing that we really haven't seen since going back to that start out in Minnesota, and was it mid-April, where he gave up a season-high 10 hits, but he's back here against this A's team, and look for him to get back to what he was doing prior to this last one.
This Red Sox team at 56 and 51 Lou, the Yankees have been walked off each of their last 2 games, so 4 games separating the Red Sox from the Yankees at the start of this game here tonight.
Yeah, and listen, we can still kind of look at the scoreboard and everything else. I think this group right here has done a really good job, led by that man, Chad Tracy, of just really focusing on the moment. I don't know what's going on around the league, but all I know is that we continue to win ball games at a 19-3 clip. We're going to pass some teams.
Well, here we go in the finale. The Red Sox lineup is brought to you by Plymouth Rock against a right-handed starter. Anthony Siegler in the leadoff spot. And Masataka Yoshida. He's been good over his last 20 games. He's in the 5 spot.
Athletic starting pitchers presented by W.B. Mason. It's a 25-year-old righty, Mason Barnett. Probably more of an opener here, maybe 2-3 innings for Mark Kotze. You see those games, 14 games. As for his arsenal, it's going to lead with the fastball. It's going to sit around 95, 96. Got a slider and a really good sweeper. It's his out pitch with swing and miss to that, too. Curveball, the occasional changeup. Defensively for the A's, Tommy White, he'll be back at third base with Walton and McNeil up the middle. Kurtz, he returns after leaving last night in that first inning after getting hit by a pitch. He'll be at first. Outfield left to right. Soderstrom, Butler, and Cortez with Jonah Heim doing the catching.
The umpires for tonight's game presented by M&T Bank. That's Nate Tomlinson calling the balls and strikes, and the crew chief Mark Wegner is at second. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. SAP is brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And tonight's weather forecast. I think every single game here it's been 92 degrees.
2 again.
10-mile-an-hour winds out to left. Jemai said in this ballpark, pitching can be a challenge. It just has not gone that way through the first 3 games.
No, and especially early on. I mean, the Red Sox had no hit going in game 1 and going into that 6th inning. They scored 1 run total in the first 5 games of these 3-game series. And again, we talked about it. The shadows, that batter's eye is bright. Talked to some of the players even this morning. At the first 3 innings, it can be difficult. The shade is a little bit smaller than maybe a big league ballpark would be normally. And it's kind of shown. They really offensively have not looked good. Now, a lot of teams walk into this ballpark and swing it. So hopefully here after 3 games already, maybe you get a better look at it.
Sutter Health Park. And Anthony Siegler, switch hitter in the leadoff spot once again against Mason Barnett. Game 4 of 4 here in West Sacramento. Barnett fires, and away we go. Ball 1 to start out.
Siegler back in there. Remember, we showed up here in Sacramento expecting Curtis Mead to kind of be more of an everyday second baseman. That took 2 at-bats. And he left that fractured wrist. Siegler back in there.
We did get an update pregame from Chad Tracy on Curtis Mead. They've officially said it's a non-displaced fracture. Jemai's going to have more on that later on. We don't quite have a timetable yet.
I think they're done giving out timetables.
It's outside 2-1 on Siegler.
Siegler's done his job. We know the team is 14-9 when this kid hits leadoff. It's a big part of this. Guys up the middle. We know what Monasterio did last night, what he's done all month long. This guy here playing up the middle. Making some things happen here offensively.
(2-1) on the ground at second. The veteran Jeff McNeil. 1 away to start. Now time for working on a win, presented by the Home Depot. If you win tonight, the Red Sox have won 7 straight series. It'll be the first time they've done that in over 4 years.
It's tough to win a 4-game too, right? They usually figure you walk out of there with a 2-2 and just sort of move on. But you got an opportunity here to take this series.
You got the Dodgers looming.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got the team sort of sitting on your neck. But, you know, contrary to popular belief, they have lost 40 games this year. They do lose, you know, once in a while.
0-2 on Cedon Rafaela.
But, of course, a very good team.
That's up next over the weekend at Dodger Stadium. Barnett's 0-2. Cedon spits on that. Cedon 2 hits yesterday, had a single in the 3rd, double the opposite way in the 7th. Sox have a better record than the Dodgers in the last month and a half.
Oh, we'll see him. We know what the talent is. I feel like, you know, it's a 162 game, basically extension of spring training. Right, somebody gets hurt, you know what, just go in the IL. Why don't you just take 2 or 3 weeks off? Go to the beach, do what you got to do. We just need you in September to get ready for October.
That's what they're really looking toward. Oh, Cedon chases down 97. 2 down for the Red Sox so far.
You know, again, a lot of at-bats look like this early on. And you know, we know what this ERA is for a staff. It's not very good. So teams obviously come in here in the first 3, 4 innings, 5 innings and do put up numbers. But the Red Sox hitters have looked a lot like that the first half of these games so far. Just chasing.
Now Wilyer Abreu. Yeah, we sat in Chad Tracy's office this afternoon, and he said we haven't played great baseball. And
no.
You've been saying that, but yet you've won 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and you know, defensively, moving runners over, situationally, but they still getting that pitching. You know, if the pitcher came out here with giving up 3, 4, 5 runs, you might be getting swept right now, right? So, and it's a sign of a team that's confident, that's finding ways to win, because they haven't played good baseball, and they're 2-1 in this series.
Swing and a miss. 96 elevated, and the Red Sox go down 1-2-3.
Home services.
The Athletics lineup is presented by Xfinity. Middle of back offensively this season. Jeff McNeil swinging a good bat. 2-time All-Star and former batting champion. SA's team at 45-63. Second worst record in the American League. Only ahead of the Angels. And scuffling recently. They do have Nick Kurtz back. Hit by a pitch yesterday. Left the game. X-rays eventually deemed negative.
What did Kotze say about him?
They were, quote, kind of unclear.
X-ray machine here in Sacramento. I don't know.
First pitch swinging and caught by Wilson Contreras. 1 away.
Wow. You know, that's a big play. You know, it's Sonny Gray coming out his last outing against Toronto. 5 innings, gave up 10 hits, season high. 5 earned runs, tied a season high. And he's looking for that different outcome, right? First pitch of the game, this thing gets laced to right field for a single. You're sort of like, okay, regroup. But a nice reaction from Wilson Contreras to erase it.
That was 102 miles an hour off the bat. Now Jacob Wilson.
Red Sox starting pitcher presented by Toyota, the 36-year-old Sonny Gray. Look at the years. His 20th start, 12-2. The ERA is still at 2.78. Whip just above 1.1. He's been throwing the ball fantastic. As for his arsenal, still going to lead with that sinker at 92. There's that cutter up to 20% or so. The sweeper's the big swing and miss pitch, along with that curveball to the lefties.
Here's 1-1 to Wilson. Laced into left field by Jacob Wilson to the corner. He's around first and on his way to second with a stand-up 1-out double off Gray.
Red Sox defense presented by Car Shield. Caleb Durbin back at third base. Monasterio Siegler up the middle. Contreras at first. Outfield left to right is Duran, Rafael, and Abreu with Connor Wong doing the catching.
2 pieces of hard contact so far. Now Tyler Soderstrom, after Sonny mentioned Saturday at Fenway against Toronto, was 10 hits, was 5 runs in 5 innings.
Yeah, all the damage was 6 consecutive hits with 2 outs. Had some 2-strike hits, and the problem was really he's kind of in the zone too much. You know, when he gets ahead of you 1-2, 2-2, he doesn't want to throw the sweeper for a strike, curveball for a strike. He wants to show a strike, get it off the plate, get you to swing and miss, and he just found everything in the zone.
Well, Trickler back to him, and Sonny Gray retires Soderstrom for the second out.
You know, Tracy before the game was saying too how frustrated he was. Sonny was talking about how frustrated he was because he felt really good. His stuff was really sharp. It's just with 2 strikes, he couldn't get that sweep off the plate for the swing and miss. And 6 consecutive hits, you're thinking somebody's going to get out in front of something and pop it up, right? Get me out of this jam.
Now Jonah Heim. Yeah, Chad Tracy said after that game on Saturday, he said, I got here in April. I can't remember shaking Sonny Gray's hand and not saying job well done. Just has not happened. At least in Chad Tracy's time since late April. So man at third, 2 outs here in the first. And Jonah Heim, who has swung it well in this series. Strike 1 to start.
Oh, it was his first loss since April 14th, that Minnesota game. Since then, it was 10-0 with a 1.99 ERA. So you're just accustomed to seeing 6 innings, 1 run.
Yeah, it had been 9 straight quality starts. It felt like he could spin the ball. His start before that, maybe hadn't been able to quite as well, didn't have the feel for it out of the All-Star break. But it felt like he really could, despite the results on Saturday. 1-2.
So we're talking about right there, right? Little 1-1 curveball, get it first strike, get to a 1-2 count. Now, if he goes back to that curveball, you don't want it there with 2 strikes. You want it down and maybe bounce it. Same with that sweeper. Show the zone, get it out of the zone for the swing and miss.
I've got a piece of that. But like that, a little bit beneath the zone toward the back foot.
Yeah, even down a little bit more, right, than that. But I always talk about throwing strikes. A guy like this, strikeout pitcher with 2 strikes, you can throw too many, give a hitter a chance.
1-2 again. Heim on the ground right side. Contreras, Gray, inning over. And a 0 in the first for Sonny Gray.
Welcome, everybody, to the Surfside second inning. Red Sox and Athletics still scoreless here early. Curtis Mead, non-disease fracture, as you mentioned earlier, Mike, in that left wrist. He's going into a cast, no surgery, and in 4 weeks they will re-image the bone. Interim manager Chad Tracy says with those findings, no need to rule him out for a return at some point this season at this stage in his recovery. The other significant update was on Roman Anthony. He started to swing a bat up to 30 swings and is doing well. He started yesterday with off the tee and short flips. Red Sox had set a standard with him of being pain-free before beginning to swing, so this is a significant first step. Trey says, asked if he's pain-free. Trey says he keeps saying that he's feeling good, so moving towards hopefully returning to the field at some point.
Jahmai Wilson Contreras floats one into right field. Carlos Cortez came in for the first out. And Lou, we both perked up when we heard that there was an update on Roman Anthony.
Well, when he had gotten hurt for a week or two, there was, we're going to try. Then when they finally shut him down, said, we're not swinging again until he doesn't feel any pain. And that was the first 2 weeks. In the last 10, there's never been an update. Like, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. And, you know, we're getting to that 12-week point. I'm like, it's running out of time. So for him to be like, yeah, he started swinging yesterday and swung today off the tee, which means he is pain-free. I ain't gonna lie to you, got a little excited.
You're not alone. As Masataka Yoshida bounces at Tommy White, Nick Kurtz bails him out. 2 down.
Because you know, until you start swinging, now listen, if it's pain-free, I'm not gonna put a little time frame on it, but I don't know. But there's a process. Now all of a sudden it's gonna go. Now we're doing flips, tee working flips. Now we're gonna go to batting practice. Then we're going to go, you know, live BP and BP rather on the field from a coach. At some point, a pitching machine to trajects, which is basically a simulated big league pitcher.
Caleb Durbin, the batter.
Then it's rehab, which is maximum of 20 days, right? So the question is, how quick can he get to a machine trajects if it's pain-free? And you wake up every day and like, yeah, I feel good. You just keep going. I don't know if that's 7 to 10 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I don't know, but at least you got him swinging. I mean, he got to a point. I'm like, man, he doesn't swing for another couple weeks. It's over. Like, you're running out of time.
2-0 to Caleb Durbin. And he pops this one up. Short right field. Carlos Cortez blitzes in again. Inning over. Alex Spear joins us when we come back to Sacramento. Mike and Lou back in Sacramento, joined now by Alex Spear of the Boston Globe. Alex, thank you for stopping by as always. And let's start right where we just left off. An update today on Roman Anthony. What did you make of it, hearing it today?
Well, the fact that they're willing to talk about it after kind of moving him out of plain sight means that they're certainly encouraged. This is progress. It's been a while since he's even attempted to swing. We're right around that 12-week mark that some of the hand experts that I had talked to said, look, if you have a ligament tear, then you're probably going to be feeling pain for 8 to 12 weeks. So we're at the 12-week mark, which means that he should be at the place where you would hope, at least, he's able to start taking progressive steps. And we'll see where this goes. We'll see the pace that it goes at. I thought that Lou's outline of what the course could be was pretty spot on, but it's ultimately, you got to be a little careful because we keep hearing about guys who are rehabbing, take a million swings, and suddenly suffer a setback in another part of their body.
Yeah.
Tommy White lifts this one to right center. Willie Abreu there, one away.
We haven't really, literally hasn't swung a bat in like 11 weeks. So all of a sudden now the tight back comes into play, right? Tight shoulders, a little sore comes into play. Just everything kind of comes into play. But this is a unique trade deadline. I feel like the last couple of years it was sort of like, well, what are they going to do with the trade deadline? Because they know they got this guy coming back shortly after, or this guy coming back right around that timeline. I'm not really sure they can bank on that, right? This is still a ways away. Crochet is still a ways away if we see him. Story may be the closest, but he's still a ways away. They don't have that this deadline.
They can take none of it for granted.
Yeah.
So they have to operate as if any of that would be a bonus, and you have to recognize this as the kind of closing window for the certainty. You think the certainty, then we saw it happen with Curtis Mead, of an upgrade of the offense.
All right, so we talked to you, like I think, game one.
Yep.
It's been 3 days.
Lawrence Butler to center, and Cedar Rafaela for a second quick out.
That's a lot of quick outs.
Yeah. Well, we were going to keep you for the entire game for that. We'll keep it till the 5th because nobody gets any hits till the 6th inning. What do you got? Last 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, has anything changed? Are you hearing anything? Because I think last time you seen a lot of people expecting it maybe really come down to like the last day or two.
Yeah, I really think that it's entirely possible that the pitchers become more muddled over the course of these few days, which is ridiculous. But I think that there were teams that were maybe pushing over towards the cellar aisle, and now all of a sudden they're maybe not. The Marlins are the most interesting example of that, where they have guys who the Red Sox would certainly be interested in when you're talking about a catcher like Liam Hicks, a shortstop like Otto Lopez. And they lost 1 billion games in a row, so everyone says, oh, that's it. They look promising. They're out of it. And then they sweep the Phillies. And now they're 2 games out of the wild card. And so there's a chance that they aren't selling. There's a chance they buy. So I think that we are going to be seeing the bulk of activity, maybe all of the remaining activity, happening Sunday, Monday.
Jeff McNeil, the batter here. How much do you think Curtis Mead's injury changes what the Red Sox would have done had he stayed healthy?
I think once they had acquired Mead, they still wanted to keep pushing, keep adding after even with Mead. So they weren't pulling back from the market, but I think that it does increase the urgency with which they approach the market, because the reality is they know what October looks like. And in October, you need power in order to be able to advance. You need an elite offense in order to be able to advance. The teams that reach the LCS are not second-tier offenses.
McNeil fouls that one off himself and stays down 2-2.
I got him pretty good. Staying down for a while. Most of these guys got like McNeil. He gets been hit many times in that foot, but him to be down right there, you see that left foot, or the right foot rather, right off that ankle. You get too many injuries. You know, one of the areas too, I always talk about contenders, and one thing they always talk about the deadline is always relief, right? Bullpen arms. And I'm sort of looking at it, it's Chapman, Guerrero, Moran, Whitlock, Slayton, like Weissert, like they got a lot of guys down there that have been doing the job. I understand, but is it a need?
There is always discomfort with the nature of a bullpen, right? Because what the Red Sox are doing right now is extraordinary. Best bullpen ERA in all of baseball. We saw the 5-man relay that they ran yesterday, which was pretty amazing, right? Like when you're able to go hand the baton off for 5 guys, each of them doing a single inning and looking pretty overpowering in the process, or at least within certain at-bats of it, right? Chapman's recovery from the Butler double. That was an indicator of the ceiling of the group, but it's also a little bit, there's also at least a little bit of concern about the fact that they don't get a ton of strikeouts relative to what the rest of the league does, right? Guerrero gets a lot of bad contact. The strikeout rate has been ticking up, but it's not always swing and miss. Whitlock has been a solid strikeout rate, not an elite strikeout rate. So I think there's always the idea that if you can find a power arm and get more whiff.
Does it matter left, right? I mean, even now you look in the minors, we haven't seen San Diego for a while. Gamboa's actually looked pretty good. There's some depth down there as well. So is it just quality, or is there a specific need?
I think the baseline expectation, the baseline desire is get better. Right, and that can take different forms. You're able to kind of have the dream scenario, right-handed bat at shortstop or catcher.
McNeil on a hop, diving stab, Anthony Siegler. What a play! How about that from Anthony Siegler?
That was a beautiful reaction. This is kind of in between hop too. Be able to pick it and get him out. Beautiful play.
The third inning, still joined by Alex Spear of the Boston Globe. We're talking about the bullpen, possibility of adding there. The Red Sox have had, quite simply, the best bullpen in baseball by ERA.
And they have a bunch of guys who have been able to get out both lefties and righties, especially over the course of this. The impact of Tyron Guerrero is a bit of a revelation. A guy who's realized that he can just fire 102-mile-an-hour sinkers at the top of the zone, and there aren't a lot of guys who can do too much with that. That's been transformative for them.
Jarren Duran lays off 2-1 against Mason Barnett.
Yeah, I look out in that bullpen. You see Watson's Rule 5, right? So but I look at Bayo and I say, it still doesn't fit. Because it's great to have a long guy down there who's dominant, but I feel like you kind of need him in AAA to be started depth or in this rotation. Like it's, you know what I mean? He's got to figure this thing out. The arm is quality.
Yeah. It will get to a point where they need to be concerned about maintaining length. I do think that you're still in that area where Suarez is still kind of working his way back up from the layoff. So maybe you're keeping him on the staff until he's fully built out. But you're right, Lou. They need to preserve starter depth. And, of course, that's an area that they're also exploring on the trade market. They would like to add starter depth between now and Monday because they recognize, although John Holovets just made a very impressive AAA debut with Worcester, and so maybe he's someone who could kind of emerge into the picture as a bit of a stabilizer.
So can I ask you, because it's not only the guy, and speaking of AAA, it made me think Franklin Arias, right? Finally came up. We know we hear all about him. Give Red Sox fans a real scouting report, because we've heard a lot about our prospects, whether it's Meyer, Campbell, Roman. Like, where does this kid fit?
He's different than their profiles because the thing that's always been, there are two standout attributes, or three standout attributes that have been very consistent throughout his minor league career. One, great game feel, has a really advanced feel for the game. His older brother played minor league ball in the Venezuelan Summer League while Franklin was growing up, so he was around that setting. Number two, really quality defender, stable, reliable. So he's
big league shortstop.
Big league shortstop.
Andrew Monasterio into the gap in right center, and Carlos Cortez runs it down. 2 gone.
And then number three, as opposed to the other guys who stand out for power potential, he is someone who stands out for being a pure hitter, high bat to like great contact skills, doesn't swing and miss on pitches in the strike zone, so you'd expect him to post high averages. The question was always, will there be any power associated with that? In the past, it had looked like at one point maybe a 15 home run hitter, maybe a 10 home run hitter. This year, all of a sudden, boom, here's 20 homers where he's going deep to center field, to right center.
The catcher's challenging.
Jonah Heim with a challenge here. ABS powered by T-Mobile. A brief interruption, guys.
The call's overturned. Count 0-1.
As you were.
It just sort of seems like with guys' names you're hearing, and you don't believe anything I hear, really, as far as who they're interested in. But if it's somebody with 2, 3, 4 years of control, It seems like he's the guy that everybody wants in a deal.
That's absolutely the first ask, and it should be absolutely the first ask, and it's up to the Red Sox to decide whether or not they're going to make him available under any circumstance or only in very limited circumstance. If they acquire a long-term controllable shortstop, then maybe that gives you comfort or openness to moving a guy like a Franklin Arias. But this is a caliber of shortstop or a prospect that almost never gets moved at the deadline.
This is dangerous. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Alex, can I ask you to remove what the Red Sox would have to give up to get guys? If you were running a front office, like what names excite you most that you think are on the market?
I do think that a name like Otto Lopez of the Marlins is a pretty good one, although he's not a true power hitter, but just a really super high quality at bat who would be a good defender at a dynamic position. I think the others are kind of interesting, right? Like Zach Neto has a chance to be a star quality player, but there are also hickeys. A lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts. The defensive metrics don't really love him at shortstop, so you wonder a little bit there. I really liked Ryan Jeffers when it looked like the Twins were going to be making him available. He's a guy who has good framing skills, doesn't strike out a lot, walks a ton, and pulls the ball in the air in a way that would play really well at Fenway. But now it seems that the Twins might be keeping him and everyone else around while adding bullpen pieces. So it is a very interesting deadline as you sift through what names are actually going to be available.
2-2 on Connor Wong.
It's interesting too because, as we mentioned, you don't count on it. It doesn't seem like they are, because Trevor Story is going to be back at some point, as is IKF, and Meyer's going to be back at some point, and they're still out there, and you hear a lot about shortstop.
2-2. And Wong strikes out. Alex, thank you so much as always.
Thanks, Alex.
See you guys. Buckle up.
Alex Beer of the Boston Globe, our guest. Powered by Google Cloud.
So we're talking about Sonny Gray's last outing. 6 consecutive 2-out hits. 4 of them with strikes. Now look where these pitches are. Like the curveball sweepers, those are not supposed to be strikes over the middle of the plate. They're supposed to be off for swing and miss. And he just threw them over the plate and paid the price. A couple of sweepers, curveball, those are usually swing and miss pitches. So far early on, doing a better job getting the 2 strikes and then expanding.
Before that, Sonny Gray had been one of the 2 best starting pitchers in baseball. When he got the 2 strikes, opponent batting average .096.
Yeah, just buries you.
8-9-1 starts with Carlos Cortez as we're going through Groundhog Day, like every day here in Sacramento.
It sort of just feels like the A's could throw anybody out for the first 4 innings, 5 innings, and shut the Sox out, no matter who it is. It's been the same thing now for 4 games in a row. Offensively, early in games.
The Red Sox do not have a base runner just yet. The A's got a double in the first from Jacob Wilson. He's the only base runner we've had so far. Well, this is what it's been like if you haven't been following this series. Jack Perkins was the starter on Monday. Gage Jump, big arm on Tuesday. And then Jacob Lopez yesterday for the A's.
It's not a good rotation, but they've certainly looked at it. If it is the batter's eye and it's first 3-4 innings, it's really hard to see. If I'm a hitter, I'm going to use my timeout. I'm going to take my time, get it, like get in the box. I can just try to extend it, and maybe it's the 4th inning instead of the 5th inning I can see.
That is called the ball just above the zone. 5-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. We were joking between innings. Do you take a mound visit? But then if you're Sonny Gray, you want to pitch with the shadows too.
Yeah. And the A's have been here a lot. They're a little bit more effective maybe earlier in the year, but get used to it after a while. I remember playing here in Sacramento. I used to remember hating the first few innings because it was always like this.
Donovan Walton bounces one up the line, and Sonny Gray glove flip. One away with Cortez up to second. Back to the top of the A's order for Nick Kurtz. His batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. Nicknamed Big Amish. He's from Amish country. He is not Amish.
Looks like an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
When you're around him down the field.
Protect your blind side. He's huge.
He is. Big boy.
Cortez at second. On the ground sharply at short. Monasterio bobbles, and the A's have him at the corners. Thinking about going to third with it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like he tries to body this ball, get in front of it. It's really like a backhand play, and I think if he fields this clean, he has him at third base. But you see how he fields it right there forward like that? You're sort of running to that ball. You kind of get it in that backhand, catch and release to third base and get Cortez just caught in the middle. It's third error here out in Sacramento.
And he had one in the 7th inning with 2 outs that put a man on for the top of the A's order. Justin Slayton was saying afterward that Monasterio could not stop apologizing to him after the game.
Oh, he made up for it.
Sure did.
2-run homer. But yeah, just he's out there kind of utility, taking over that shortstop job, and you're rolling, you have confidence in the hands and your glove, and it just the last couple of games when you made that error, you see some hesitancy right with him, and the lack of confidence in some hands. You normally just backhand that ball rather than try to get in front of it.
Well, traffic for Sonny Gray. And a good bat-to-ball guy here in Jacob Wilson, who had that pull side double his first time and now has Cortez and Kurtz at the corners. One on the ground, left center field base hit, and it scores Cortez.
Well, this time the error does kind of hurt you because you probably had Cortez at third base, but 2 at-bats in a row now. Wilson is hit the ball pretty hard here off Sonny Gray, and once again the A's jump out to a 1-0 lead like they have in each of these 4 games now.
Something Chad Tracy said to us before the game. Haven't played with a lead really out here.
Yeah, we're talking like kind of playing small ball early on until guys maybe get into the game a little bit. He said, well, we haven't done that. Can't get ahead. Now 7 of the last 11 wins they've had, they've come from behind, including 2 here in this series.
2 aboard with still the 1 out. Tyler Soderstrom in the 3 spot for the A's. He grounded back to Sonny Gray his first time. Off the edge, 2-0. Soderstrom yesterday 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. The A's had 2 guys in the middle of their order who punched out 4 times each. Also Tommy White.
He came into this. Kurtz was out of the lineup, in and out of the lineup. Saying Soderstrom's kind of guy you circle. He's riding a big 10-game hitting streak coming in. The last 2 games in, 0 for 10 now with 6 strikeouts.
Did homer on Monday. Soderstrom at short. Monasterio atones right there with a double play ball that ends the inning, but the A's strike first. Tonight's home run odds presented by FanDuel for Cedar Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu. 2 up this inning in the 4th. The Red Sox looking for their first base runner against the 25-year-old rookie Mason Barnett. Anthony Siegler grounded out his first time.
I'd love to say second time through the order, but the second time through the order here in Sacramento has been quiet too. It's almost like just keep this thing close to the 3rd time.
Siegler pops this one up into left with Soderstrom ranging over and all the way back onto the warning track for the first out.
It's just like once you hit, the 5th or 6th inning, the quality of at bat just changes for the Red Sox. it has this entire series. Put a lot of stress on your starting pitching, but they've all kind of done their job to keep you in it. Buy this lineup some time.
Cedon for the second time, punched out his first time. Yeah, this kid Barnett, he's pitched in the bullpen. This is his first start of the season in the big leagues. It's only the 6th of his career. He has been a starter this year down in AAA in 10 starts. He got recalled last week from AAA when the A's best starting pitcher, JT Ginn, landed on the injured list with a blister. You said we didn't know how much length we were going to see from Barnett today, and here he is in the 4th, 39 pitches, no base runners.
No, he was kind of going inning, 2 innings at a time, and his last outing at Minnesota on the 25th of July, he did go 3 1/3. It was 54 pitches. He's at 40 here in the 4th inning. This guy might go 5 at this rate.
He's a former 3rd-round pick of the Royals out of Auburn. Debuted late last year. Last year he was really flashing his potential. He was up to 99 last year in AAA. Cedon floats one in the left center field, and it drops down. The Red Sox have their first base runner, courtesy Cedon Rafaela in the 4th.
Well, getting his hits. He's one of the guys here in this series, especially in this part of the order. A little 5-game hitting streak now, just 6 for 19. But Abreu, Contreras have been pretty quiet. He just kind of gets in front of this thing off the end of the bat, drops in front of Butler. See if you get any action on the base pass. Try to create something here.
Willier struck out on a fastball up his first time. Going through it a little bit, like you said, 2 for his last 33.
Yeah, it's down to 247 now. Last 8 games. And then, last time I saw him was in Tampa, right? Because I didn't do Baltimore, Toronto. Back-to-back games with homers. I'm up here dancing. Well, again, got a hit since. Got a couple.
You left him. He was the American League Player of the Week.
Yeah. Well, I'm back. Does he know it? Does he know I'm here?
You saw him this morning. That is strike 3 called. Abreu strikes out with a backwards K. 2 gone in the 4th.
Yeah, he's really fighting it. It's just a heater. Kind of down to something down and in that he can handle.
Now here's Wilson Contreras. Flew out to right his first time. Has been taking his walks in the last week.
He got hit last night. It broke up. A little low for 14. He went 1 for 3 in that game. But you mentioned he's 2 for his last 16 coming into this game. Now 2 for 17. But he's got 8 walks. So an on-base percentage in those last 6, still 440. So he's getting on base. We've seen a lot of that, like good pitches to hit. He timed that thing up. He was all over it and fouled it back, right? Rather than lacing that thing somewhere.
Oh, 1. He is not the type of guy that wants a day off either.
She was asked that. He said, I approached him about a DH spot a couple games ago, and he didn't want anything to do with it.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, it's part of this identity.
Took a big cut on a middle fastball.
Late. Right, just in between. You can get in between at times. By him.
It only takes one to recalibrate him. Cedon at first, 2 outs in the 4th. Cedon running, the pitch up, and Cedon steals that on Mason Barnett.
Sox thing when Abreu was up. I feel like maybe at some point he's got to get going. You got to try to get something, right? Whether it's, bottom third of this order, maybe old school type hit and run. I don't know, to get guys on top of it. Seen a lot of fly balls early in games.
Blocked by Heim. Full count on Contreras. That's what we were talking about earlier. Like, do you try sack bunt earlier in the game? Something the Red Sox have done, of course, a lot of recently.
Depends where you are in the lineup. It depends on your personnel. Who's coming up? Bottom third, that's why you see it a lot. But you're not messing around with Abreu, Contreras, Cedon right now.
No. 3-2. And Contreras takes that. So continues to take his walks. And there's 2 on for the Red Sox here in the 4th with Masataka Yoshida coming up. This prompts a visit from interim pitching coach Dan Hubbs. Bullpen coach taking over this job after the A's fired their pitching coach Scott Emerson a few weeks ago.
It's funny, 3 games here in Sacramento. What'd you say? It's the second best park to hit in?
Yep.
You got 4 and 11 runs in 3 games. What's the best park to hit in?
Coors Field.
13 runs in 3 games. And you lost 2 out of 3. These are the 2 best ballparks to hit in Major League Baseball. This team has given up 10+ runs 15 times this year. And you don't hit in Sacramento or Colorado. You get double digits. At least one of them. We played 6 games in these 2 parks.
You would think, right?
You haven't scored more than 6 runs in a game. It was done in Colorado.
And it have a chance to take 3 out of 4 still. Here's Massa. They take on the changeup. And part of the excitement of getting Curtis Mead when they did was to come hit here.
Well, this third, right? 24 games, consecutive plate appearances, on the strikeout.
He bounced to third his first time here tonight. 2-0 on Massa. Massa's been going good the last month. What have you seen from him in his swing offensively?
Well, that right there, like even as pinch hitter, he'll come in. He was aggressive last night, but he just seems to get ahead and counts 2-0. He doesn't chase early, forces you to get in the zone. That's going to be more successful.
2-0. In the air to left. Soderstrom off into the corner, and that's foul. Never know on a fly ball to left field. Wind's been blowing that way earlier today.
Well, I tell you, that Ziegler pop fly down the left field line told you a lot. Like, I don't think he thought he got anything to do with that ball. Soderstrom was halfway in the track when he caught it down the line, wasn't he?
I was right there with you. 2 on, 2 out, 4th inning. 2-1. Yoshida rolls over on it at first, and Nick Kurtz flips. Hitting over. The Red Sox leave a pair in the 4th.
You can join the Red Sox for Out of the Park on the Plaza at MGM Springfield, Sunday, August 16th. You can catch the game on the screen. You can enjoy free family fun, giveaways, and much more. For more info, visit redsox.com/Springfield.
With Lou Merlone, Jamon Webster, and our entire NESN crew, Mike Monaco filling in for Dave O'Brien as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Red Sox trying to win 3 out of 4. Down a run to the A's on a beautiful hot night. 4, 5, and 6 for Sonny Gray, starting with Jonah Heim. Grounded out to first his first time. 36 pitches through 3 for Sonny Gray. Snapping in those breaking balls here tonight.
Sonny threw 3 innings, only 1 swing and miss, and it came on a sinker. Doesn't really feel that sweeper's only throwing a couple of them.
This is pulled into right field. Williard tried to cut it off. It got to the wall, and Jonah Heim stings a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 4th.
This is a little sinker outer half at 91. Not a bad pitch. See that location. Abreu trying to take the angle off that we've seen this outfield do so many times, turning doubles into singles, but he's unable to get that one. Jonah gets in with a leadoff double.
So he continues to hit this week. Now Tommy White flew out to right his first time to begin the second.
I mentioned only a couple of sweepers here from Sonny Gray, and that's just never a good sign for me, right? Because it's the big swing and miss pitch for him. I know it's a heavy left-handed lineup, only a couple righties, but he still versus lefties throws that pitch 15% of the time or so. He's only thrown 2 of them here so far.
Does that tell you no feel for it or game plan?
Yeah, maybe just a different sort of game plan. You see the usage. The curveball is going to be high with all the lefties. I'm not a fan of the cutter in general.
On the ground, 1 hop for Monasterio. 1 away. You're just not a cutter guy.
No, I'm not. I think it's an easy pitch to lift. I think it gets hit harder than any pitch in baseball. The numbers prove it. Batting average, slugging. There's a lot of guys here that love it. But to me, when Sonny Gray in his good outings, you can look at it. That cutter average is 15, 16, 17%. When it's 28 like it is right now, to me, that means he's searching.
I like that. I hadn't thought of that before. Lawrence Butler, first pitch swing and a rope into right, and that'll get to the wall. It drives in Jonah Heim, and the A's have 2 doubles in the inning and lead 2-0.
You know what that pitch was?
Cutter.
Yes, it was. See this cutter here, and that's not a bad pitch. This is where you want the cutter, right? You want to show strike. You want to kind of get it in off the plate, maybe get on his hands, get a roll over or weak fly ball. But Butler kind of swinging at this series, and he hasn't really been all year long. Now 4 for 6. That's his 4th extra base hit. That's more than he had in the previous 25 games.
Yeah, an awakening for Lawrence Butler. More like the guy from the previous 2 seasons. Not Jeff McNeil. Ball 1 outside. Jeff McNeil fouled that ball off his right foot. Got up. Very next pitch. Hit one on the screws, but got robbed by Anthony Siegler. Pulls this to right. Abreu coming on. Has to play it on a hop. 3rd hit of the inning for the A's, who have them at the corners.
Well, McNeil's been swinging it well. Siegler robbed him his last at bat, but his last 10 games came in and hitting 448. This is a guy that I'm not going to be surprised when I hear his name over the weekend being moved. Veteran left-handed batter, seems locked in right now. Doesn't strike out, gives you quality at bat, versatility defensively. Now Sonny here looking for a ground ball if he can get it.
Sonny got a double play ball last inning. Tyler Soderstrom. Hoping for the same here in the 4th. Carlos Cortez, the batter, walked to lead off that 3rd inning and scored the game's first run.
Conley's got 8 double plays behind him. Second the team. Conley early had 11.
Sweeper to start to Carlos Cortez.
There you go.
One. Good stop back there by Wong on another breaking ball.
It just sort of tells you too, like right now in this game, his own curveball just as much for the cutter more than any pitch, but the curveball is the 2nd most pitch, and he doesn't have a swing on it. He's got 6 called strikes, but no swings on the curveball with all these lefties. Adjust to that sweeper for the swing and miss versus lefty.
What's the difference between how he uses curveball and sweeper?
Well, the sweeper primarily is more to righties, right? Because it's going to really be more horizontal, moving away from you, and it still affected the lefties down and in. It's just the curveball being more up and down is a better pitch versus lefties than it is righties. Just in general in the game.
1-2. Got him. Goes back door with the sweeper to get Cortez for out number 2.
I like the sweeper. I mean, it's his best pitch. You know, and he's come out now throwing 3 of them here to lefties, and it's just almost like the lefties are up there. Let's go curveball cutter combo here tonight, game planning, and that sweeper still 40% whiff rate, curveball 34% whiff rate. No swing and misses on the curveball. Now a couple here on the sweeper.
Cortez nearly damaging lumber in there. Now Donovan Walton in the 9th spot. Rolled back to the mound his first time. You guessed it. It's a sweeper. Hardly been throwing that pitch, and now integrating it more here toward the end of the second time through.
It's a 4th sweeper he's thrown now in the last hitter plus, and he previously only thrown 2 of them all game.
Again, it's rated as an excellent pitch for Sonny Gray with hardly any damage on it this year. Doubled up on it there. That's his superpower, that he can spin a baseball, throw breaking balls, and has been that way throughout his career. 1-1. Walton, chopper pass, Siegler into right field. Butler scores, a bobble from Abreu, the throw to third, not in time to get McNeil. 3-zip A's.
Oh, another sweeper here. This ball not hit hard, just finds a hole with Siegler kind of over in that hole, diving effort. And this may go as an error here on Abreu because McNeil wasn't going anywhere. He had already stopped, but he saw the bobble, and that allowed him to go to third base. And see it right there, just a bobble on the ground. See, he wasn't going anywhere. It's going to be first and second. With that bobble, he takes off. Throws too late. Now the second error here for the Red Sox. You know, we talked about it. They haven't played good baseball here in Sacramento. You know, there's been a couple errors every single game. They're 4 for 26 with runners in scoring position here in this series. Because your rotation continues to throw the ball well and your bullpen is lights out, you've been able to get a couple games here in Sacramento, but not playing like they had been.
And now a really scary hitter in Nick Kurtz. Seeing Sonny Gray for the 3rd time already tonight. Laser line out to first his first time, and then reached on the error at short his 2nd time in the 3rd. Runners at the corners. All 1 to start. This dude has among the best bat speed in the game. Just thumping baseballs, and he's very good at not expanding the zone. 2-0.
I don't know what you thought Casas was. Exactly, as a matter of fact. Large human being, controls the zone with 30 home runs.
2 very large left-hand hitting first basemen.
Yeah, just the injuries have really slowed Tristan down.
Of course, Kurt's the 4th overall pick. Super high pedigree. And just delivered on it basically right away. Incredible. Teammates rave about his approach in the box. 3-1. Jacob Wilson on deck. As Lou told you earlier, 2 pieces of hard contact for Wilson so far against Sonny Gray. (3-1). It's outside, and the A's have the bases loaded.
Well, to me, that's one of those walks where Sonny talked about it coming into the year. Always an elite walk rate. He said, you know, I have to really, it's going to be hard for me, but Sometimes maybe pitch away from damage. Occasional walk doesn't hurt me. And I think when you fall behind 2-0 to a dangerous hitter like Kurtz, you become real careful, and it turns into, if I can make the perfect pitch and get this guy out, great. If I put him on, I'll regroup here against Wilson.
A double and an RBI single so far for Wilson. He goes first pitch swinging and pops it up behind the second base bag, and Anthony Siegler ends the inning, and the base is left loaded. Inning 5, powered by Salem 5 Bank. The Red Sox trail by 3. Caleb Durbin leads off against Mason Barnett. The Red Sox have had deficits throughout this series, and very often it's just been the one run. Now staring at a 3-run margin. Durbin flew to right field his first time. Second look at Barnett. Caleb coming off 3 hits yesterday, 3 singles plus a walk, reached in each of his last 4 trips. That average keeps climbing for Caleb Durbin.
Yeah, it really is amazing. You know, you're putting his lineup in, you're putting 244. I don't think you'd be doing that at the end of July after where it was at the end of May.
Just off the inside part of the plate.
Well, Barnett now is up to 59 pitches. They got nothing, no action down that bullpen. Walked the guy, gave up his first hit last inning. You'd like to kind of answer this 3-run deficit right here now in the 5th. Last few nights, it's kind of when the offense started to wake up a little bit.
3-1. This one comes up and in and hits Durbin.
It's kind of off that shoulder, wasn't it?
I think so. Left shoulder, hopefully.
He's like a little tank anyway. Still not good. This is more of like, yeah, I don't think this, maybe right off that shoulder bone, you might feel that a little bit, but this is more of a, hold on, let me just catch my breath. That's a little bit too close. Got to regroup a little bit, get on first.
Yeah, that buzzed the tower at 96. But a free pass, and the Red Sox have the leadoff man on for the first time. Now Jarren Duran. On the ground at second. A bobble from McNeil. He does get the out on Duran. One away.
The ball was hit hard off Jarren's bat. McNeil picked it clean. Probably would have been an easy double play, even with Duran's speed. Hits this ball hard.
So Durbin's at second, and Andrew Monasterio for the second time. Flew out to right his first time. This dude is electric.
Yeah.
All the teammates kept coming by during Jemai's post-game interview with Monasterio. Jemai said, "How much fun are you having with these guys?" Monasterio said, "They love me."
Love the work to count it. Then I got a homer.
So I got a home run.
I got a homer. I'm swinging it. You mentioned him in the open. His last 11 games, 15 for 33. That's a 455 batting average. In July, 357's been going on for a while. Looking for the spark this offense again here for the Sox in the 5th.
Again, Justin Slayton said after the game that Monasterio apologized something like 7 times to Slayton because of the error that Monasterio had in the late innings.
Slayton picked him up, though.
And that's what he told him. He said, and then you picked us up.
Yeah, sure did.
Hard hit center field, base hit, Monasterio. Durbin to the plate. Who else but Mona? And the Red Sox are on the board.
It just feels like a big run. You know, you don't want to fall back too far behind here in this game. Bats have been really quiet. Just fell behind 3-0, and nice job by Monastero working the count, hitting this ball hard up the middle. That's Barnett leaking here a little bit. You know, I know Duran ended up getting out on that ground ball, but that ball was smoke that he had hit.
And now Connor Wong.
That ball Duran hit, by the way, was 111 off the bat. Whew. So hit by pitch and a couple loud contact. Now they start to get some action down that pen.
Connor struck out his first time. The 0-1. Tried to check his swing. That's a strike, 0-2. We got a whole brigade of guys moving around down there.
I remember guys are moving around, they're just going old school hamstring stretches. Maybe doing a couple core rotations.
Look at Brady Basso, 66 and away.
Now we're throwing red and blue balls up against the wall.
Wong strikes out. 2 gone.
Got away with one there. That's a bad 0-2 pitch. Look where this ball ends up. 0-2. You do not want it there. We could have been talking about a mistake. Connor just missed it.
So back to the top. Third time through, Anthony Siegler. Ground out to second, fly out to left so far. And strike one to start. The other part for Barnett, he had been pounded by left-handed hitters this year. It has not been the case so far into the 5th. His 70th pitch. We'll have to wait.
You have a different color.
0-1. Chopper up the middle. McNeil knocked it down. Has no play. 2 on for the Red Sox.
Putting the ball in play. Neal playing over. We saw with Duran, right? We have to double play, but still see how deep he is in pull side. That had to go a long way. Even if he fields that ball clean, still would have been a really tough play to get Siegler out at first base. It's extended here for Cedon.
Mound visit here from Dan Hubbs. Yeah, while Cedon tries to come through again for the Red Sox.
It's just amazing how the quality of bat just changes. You know, when you look out there, this kind of low part of this batter's eye is kind of in the shade. It's not as bright as it kind of once was. And everything changes after the 4th inning for this team here for 4 games. The difference here is you're down 3 runs. Something you haven't been good at this year. Now 1-37 when you're down by 3. That one win was the Abreu blast against Tampa in the homestand.
Third trip for Cedon against Mason Barnett. I saw Scott Blewett getting loose in the bullpen. Cedon singled last time, struck out his first time. First pitch. Cedon past the dive of Tommy White at third. Monasterio scores. Siegler gets the wave around third. Throw to the plate is not in time. And the Red Sox have tied it.
A really nice answer here from the Sox. This ball down the line. White, not a lot of range, right over that bag. It gets down in the corner. You knew Mona was going to score here easily. The question was Siegler, who's going around the base pass. Epperson with a good send here with 2 outs, right? You're struggling to score runs. See where this throw is. It's a little short hop. Siegler gets in there to tie this ball game up. Quick answer.
And it's the same old story with Cedon. Big spot, need him to come through, and so often he does. Gotta love the energy, too, from Anthony Siegler that we have seen for a month now. Willier pops this one up to shallow left. Soderstrom there. The Red Sox respond with 3 in the 5th. Tune in to NESN on August 17th and 18th for coverage of the WEEI NESN Fun Radio Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance. 2-run double for Cedon Rafaela. Tyler Soderstrom locks one down the line, foul. Cedon just goes back to spinning his glove like his permanent resting state.
Yeah, and you'll take them all. This is good directional, right down the line. Get that ball 3 feet to the left. It's right to the third baseman, and you're upset with yourself. It's a big inning here for Sonny. The team just got you back in it. You know, veteran guy, maybe you don't feel good about this, where it was headed. Sitting at 57, now 59 pitches here in the 5th. Still low pitch, very low pitch count.
But remember, only coming off 75 last time. Got a check swing on appeal, no swing, according to Bruce Streckman. Yeah, so you'd love a lot of length, especially with what we were talking about earlier with Alex Spear, the way you lined up 5 straight big-time relievers to finish off the game yesterday.
He had a couple straight from Whitlock and Slayton. Wonder about their availability. They just gave you 3 back. You could see him walking off the mound there after that 4th, down 3-0. Not pleased with himself, but you're right back in the ball game. He said it many, many times. I try to win every game, right? Well, now you're back in it. And that type of veteran attitude you want.
2-2 to Soderstrom. Jemai was talking to Andrew Bailey before the game. Andrew Bailey said it's probably the best he's personally ever been around in a very long time of Sonny Gray being capable of making adjustments within outings, inning to inning, and just finding a way, like you said, to just win. 2-2 again.
Like I said, obviously a starting pitcher, you want to go out and throw 7 scoreless each and every time. But if it's a night where maybe, you're getting hit around a little bit, you give up 3 runs, well, listen, if I got to win a ball game 6-5, if I got to go put up a 0 in the 5th or 6th to hold the 6-5 lead, so be it. It's not about me.
Full count on Soderstrom. Jonah Heim next. Three-two. Soderstrom hits it hard at Siegler, who throws it there to be safe. The umpire signal he caught it on a line. 1 away.
That's just like a perfect lesson for a lot of infielders back home. You see this play a lot. Catch that ball off the turf, lift it up, show the umpire. If there's no initial reaction, just get up and throw it to first base. The umpire at first base, Carlos Torres, eventually does call it a catch.
Yeah, the second base umpire, Mark Wegner, called it that way first. Siegler's had some rockets hit at him tonight. We didn't fully dwell on the fabulous play he made early in the game to end the second. We were so busy with Alex Spear. 0-1 on Jonah Heim.
Yeah, a big part of that last inning too, right? We talk about Cedon coming through with a clutch all the time, but Siegler putting the ball in play, right? Just putting the ball in play, actually finds a hole to extend that inning to get to Cedon. It's just something he's been doing ever since day one. He's taken over regular work.
On the ground at first. Contreras gobbles. 2 down. Yeah, Jeff McNeil came up in the second, and he hit a rope at Siegler.
Yeah, high level of difficulty here because of where the ball bounces, right? It's almost like an in-between hop that you're diving and just throwing the hands out there. If that ball bounces like 2 feet in front of him, you can kind of tell where the height is. You can dive for it, but this was almost like a dive. He picked it in between. Beautiful play.
Tommy White, the batter, 0 for 2. Big cut. This guy's always in swing mode.
He sure is. Well, last night, 0 for 5, 4 Ks. When you see that, do I need to throw him a strike? There you go.
I wouldn't. Sonny Gray's 0-2 to White.
Even that right there, a little bit too close, right? 0-2. Yeah, maybe a selective hitter. You can freeze him on that, but this guy's just swing mode. And that little sweeper down the way. Thanks for coming.
Tommy White's seen it all this week. 4 hits Tuesday, 4 punch outs Wednesday. Lines this one into center. Rafaela sprints back. Easy money for Cedon. Sonny Gray, 1-2-3 in the 5th.
Back here in Sacramento on the top of the 6th, all tied at 3 now. An interesting lockdown early pitching in place from the Athletics, as you guys showed, considering the league's metrics on how hitter-friendly it is that you showed, Mike. You guys were talking about our friend Dennis Eckersley dominance with Oakland, but historically they've had some dudes, a very exclusive group actually, part of the Black Aces, African-American 20-game winners, and the Oakland Athletics had 3. Vida Blue, Mike Norris, and Dave Stewart, who did it a combined 8 times. Black Aces not pictured here. Earl Wilson, the first black pitcher for the Red Sox, he debuted in 1959. 67 is when he won 22 games with Detroit. It's been 3 years since a pitcher of any kind has won 20 games in Major League Baseball. That was Spencer Strider in 2023. In today's game, it's getting increasingly more rare, but impressive history here with the A's to have had the bulk of the Black Aces. But 20-game winner, it's a rare sight.
Jemai, that's great stuff. So much important history in this game. So much great A's pitching through the years as Wilson Contreras leads off the 6th with a single against Scott Blewett.
Dave Stewart, those years, 88, 90, 91, like that's kind of when I was really into it. He and Clemens used to have some battle in the postseason. Stewart was nasty.
And Vida Blue was awesome. And a heck of a name.
Great.
Masataka Yoshida, the batter. How would you like to be a reliever with the last name Blewett?
Well, I remember this kid actually in Atlanta. He only had one outing this year with St. Louis Cardinals. This guy's just picked him up.
This is pulled into right field by Massa. Back-to-back singles for the Red Sox to greet Blewett in the 6th.
I'm telling you, if you're the Red Sox, should have petitioned to start this game later. You know, take some time in your at-bats, the first 2 or 3 innings when it's tough to see. Now it's just all dark and shade. There's no more batter eye issue. Look at the quality of at-bat the last 2 innings. Just seeing the ball better.
The bus broke down. Sorry, we can't be there until 8:40 local.
Yeah. Something. Just pitch and change. I don't know. Call time. Take a foul ball off your foot. Stay there for about 20 minutes.
The old filibuster. 2 on for Caleb Durbin. He got hit by a pitch last time, and he bunts it. It's a really good one for Durbin. White to first just in time. Contreras and Yoshida, though, move up into scoring position.
See, I like that. Like in a bunting situation, Durbin gets some bunt hits. Now he's done it in the past. Had some few last year with Milwaukee. There's no reason you don't have to just square early and give yourself up. Bunt for a hit. Now, the problem with this one was directional. It was a beautiful bunt, but if it was down the line more, he beats this thing out for a hit. He's kind of split the plate in third base. And if you don't get a hit, you get the job done nonetheless.
And now Jarren Duran as the A's bring the infield in. Strike one with a cutter up.
This is where you really need contact. Hit the ball hard his last time up to McNeil.
Oh, 1. Duran to shallow left. Soderstrom coming on and not deep enough.
That man again here, Monasterio.
Jaron kind of motioning back toward third there.
That was too shallow.
Wanted him to tag and go?
Too shallow to score there. Probably should have tagged or not, but would have been out.
So it's up to Monasterio. Now let's check one more time on the reaction here from Jaron Durant.
I don't know. Can't score on that. It's too shallow. We don't know who's directed at.
0-2 on Monasterio.
Once I get back in this at bat, this is part of it, right? Job wouldn't get done that time. Swing the bat real well. Now behind this count, 0-2. He's had such a good weekend. Or week.
0-2.
Forget what day it is. What is today?
I think it's Thursday night.
Could be a Sunday. Really could be.
No clue. Or sunburn.
I just realized that when Spear was up here, like, I was out there a little bit too long, and today was my day to enjoy it.
You fell asleep at the pool.
Yeah, and don't do that in Sacramento.
1-2. Literally, you fell asleep at the pool.
I did.
But it was kind of planned.
I golfed the last 2 days. I heard about you guys, all the fun you were having. I said, I'm going to go enjoy. Just happened to take a little nap with the earbuds. Kind of paying the price.
2 on, 2 out, 6th inning. 1-2 again. Monasterio strikes out, and the Red Sox strand 2 in the 6th.
Tune in tomorrow at 9:30 for Red Sox Game Day Live. It's presented by Plymouth Rock. You can get the latest Red Sox news plus a full preview of the 3-game series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Only on NESN, streaming on NESN 360.
Not your first trip to Dodger Stadium this year?
No, I wonder if they got Pokemon cards this time. Maybe I can make some more money.
To the bottom of the 6th, 3-3 the score, and Lawrence Butler continues to hit. Cedon goes diving to cut it off to his feet. Throw to second. Tag not there from Siegler on what would have been one of the best ever from Cedon.
Wow, what an effort from Rafael. Yeah, Butler staying hot. Continues to get some extra base hits, but look at this effort from Cedon Rafaela. The diving play like a shortstop. Gets up. Good throw, just a little offline, and Siegler's got to reach for it. Well, this would have been another highlight reel. The career of Cedon Rafaela, but unable to hold on.
It seems like Cedon always gets asked to rank if something's in his top 10. I think that would have been in his top 10.
That's one of those things. You play in left field, center field, rather like a shortstop.
Now Jeff McNeil.
Because he does that too. Like he'll go to his right for a ball and throw on the run like he's a shortstop, right? And that's just another part of the game. He brings the athleticism out to center field and just tracking balls down.
In the air, right center. Cedon ranges back. He's there for the first out. Butler moves up 90. So right after the Red Sox had threatened, they got the first 2 on in the last half inning. Now the A's have another man in scoring position. And one out for Carlos Cortez.
Well, the A's last night losing that game 4-2, as we know, went into extra innings. They did leave 10, and they were 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's a tough number when you lose in extra innings, the opportunities you had.
Here's Cortez, who's walked and struck out. And ball went down, and Wong will challenge this.
Pitchers call the ball. The catcher's challenging.
Look down.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. It is.
The call's confirmed. Boston has 1 challenge remaining.
Connor's been pretty good at it too. Above average, 65% coming into this game in ABS challenges. What's it, league average for catches with 58?
Yeah, 58, 59. One-0. Cortez pops this one up. Shallow left. Duran in. Butler tags. Duran's throw to the plate on a hop. The tag not in time.
Well, Butler's got some speed. It's a good throw by Duran. There wasn't much room for Butler to get that hand in either. They're not going to want to take a look at this, but there's a little bit shallow, a little bit deeper than the ball Duran hit the inning before. Gets behind it. It's maybe an extra half step there, but still, look at that. He gets that hand in between the legs of Connor Wong. That is a nice slide. Seeing an opening and get that hand in by Butler.
Saw Wong looking back at it to see if Butler did get that left arm through. Well, I feel like as far as the slide goes, that could be tough on Butler's left arm, left shoulder.
It's always dangerous sliding in head first, because the catcher then drops those knees and is sliding right in the legs and hands and shoulders. We saw what happened with Siegler earlier in the year in Chicago with Teal.
Ended up with like a football type of stinger from that. And that's a ball. So 2-0 on Donovan Walton.
You slide into home and the whole plate's in front of you. I'm just going to slide in right here. Next thing you know, the guy catches it and slides over, and there's nowhere to go.
Biggest collision you ever got in at home?
That's a good question. I was with Cleveland in 04 at Fenway Park. There was a pass ball. Tech couldn't find it with Young Kim on the mound. I came around third, and I just cleaned him out on a throw. Part of that was the season before. I wasn't a fan of some of the things he did. Kind of enjoyed it.
You guys get along great now.
Yeah, he was just like waiting for the ball, not looking at me, and I just slid in feet first, and he just flipped right over. But yeah, we're tight now. Follow each other on Insta.
You're big on Instagram.
No, not on Instagram. It's more private for me. It's like family stuff.
It is, yeah.
Notice that. I'm more of an X guy.
Oh, yeah. In and out. You're kind of back now.
Speaking of in and out.
More on that at some point. 3-2 on Walton. Sonny Gray at 82 pitches. Strike 3 calls. Buckles Walton, but the A's grab the lead in the 6th. Seventh inning in Sacramento. The Red Sox down a run to the A's. Another beautiful sunset out west. Connor Wong leads off against Scott Blewett. We've enjoyed our time in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's nice. 4 days. Some may say one too many, but still, it's really nice. It's hot. It's hot.
It's been mid to upper 90s every day. You mentioned it last inning, in and out. We only made one trip to in and out, but it was memorable.
It really was. We would have liked two, but Uber night one, 4 of us. We left Jemai. He had to stay a little longer.
Yeah.
We had to call and see if he wanted an order.
Connor Wong pulls this one down the line foul.
So Will Fleming in the back seat calls Jemai says, hey, we're going through In-N-Out drive-thru. Do you want anything? Our Uber driver answered him and said, yeah, actually, I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we all looked at each other like, dude, we weren't talking to you, but you want some In-N-Out?
Wong fillets one to right, and Cortez runs it down. One gone.
We got a veggie burger. Then he thought we were going to eat there. He's like, are we eating here? We're like, no, bro, we're taking it back to the hotel. We wanted to just hang out.
It was a simple request. Will Fleming to Jemai on the phone. Hey, man, we're pulling into In-N-Out. Do you want anything?
Yeah, sure, thank you.
And the driver walks in. So we rolled into In-N-Out with our Uber driver.
Yeah.
Walked in.
And he wanted to stay and eat it there.
Anthony Siegler pops it foul.
It's our boy Zabby.
Then the next night, we're trying to get an Uber out of here. Same Uber driver.
We couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't go to In-N-Out. Oh, it's our guy. It's our guy.
That was unforgettable. 5 stars.
He had a request, too. It was like, yeah, animal style. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, it was great.
No tomato.
Oh, my God. Yeah, thanks. I will have something, as a matter of fact.
That was us. 2-1 on Anthony Siegler.
I'm glad we didn't do it a second night, though. Honestly, I got back to the hotel, boy. We had that thing in the lobby, and I was like in a coma afterwards. Oh, look at this. Get it. After it.
Oh, man.
Smaller bites.
Roller past the mound at second, and Jeff McNeil throws out Siegler. Jemai, in true Jemai fashion, by the way, ordered a milkshake, but not a vanilla, not a chocolate, a vanilla and a chocolate.
Real quick, what is that napkin protecting?
Our country.
What are we doing?
Listen, I only got one milkshake, and it actually was vanilla. I didn't have the other flavor. I got to have the two mix, but
you ordered it as a mix, though.
I certainly did, but I wasn't there. Zabby was in my spot, and he thought this was his order, apparently.
For the record, I ordered you a chocolate and vanilla shake.
Yeah, it didn't come that way, Lou. Unfortunately, it was vanilla, so I was up a little later that night. My stomach did not agree with it. But I'm sorry that you guys haven't been able to go multiple times. I've been there 3 times and have plans to go even more as we go to LA. At least 2 more times.
Overrated fries.
I will be the driver taking everybody around, so we will be hitting it post-game at least on Friday night.
Cedon, the batter here. He pulls it right at Tommy White. Inning over, the Red Sox go down 1-2-3.
Saturday on Dining Playbook, you can explore the food scene at Loon Cape Cod. You can tune in Saturday morning at 9, only on Nesson, streaming on Nesson 360. It's presented by New England Chevy Dealers.
A ton of Sox fans here in Sacramento come out of the stretch and go to the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox down a run. They've won 2 of the first 3 in this 4-game series with the Athletics. Top of the order, Nick Kurtz. Sonny Gray at 83 pitches through 6. Kurtz a line out, reached on an error at short, and then walked most recently against Sonny. Nothing in 1 to start. Change up there from Sonny Gray.
We're talking about that sweeper 7% of the time, first time through, 25, then 34% the third time, got into it. Really got away from the cutter third time through the order.
No swing on appeal down to third at Bruce Dreckman. Sonny trying to get through 7, keep this a 1-run game. 1-2.
After those first couple innings, we're talking about this pitch, the sweeper. Well, right now, it's the most used pitch he's had all game. So first couple innings, he wasn't going to it at all. Really picked up the usage here the last few.
Brian Watson first up. 1-2. Kurt strikes out. Another sweeper from Sonny.
Swing and miss pitch for him. It's another well executed sweeper for him. But, obviously coming in, Tracy always talks about the game plan, right? For whatever he has. Now, with a lefty dominant lineup, obviously the initial game plan was curveball cutter. Because those were pretty prominent the first 2 times through the order. But down 3-0, the adjustment was made to this sweeper.
That's how he starts. Jacob Wilson. Doubled in the first, RBI single in the third, and then a pop to second in the fourth. It's been really effective, seemingly ever since Sonny went to it. It was like the end of his second time through.
It was right after the Butler double on the cutter. Really just put it in his pocket. Only threw one third time through the order.
2-0. That's a strike.
Thank you. Still only 90 pitches. I mean, he could get through this right now, give you 7 innings, give you a length. I know we would love to have given up 1 run, but
on the ground at third, foul.
It's just what a veteran does.
He's been so reliable this year. He keeps you in so many games. Won you so many games.
Still should have been an all-star.
That's a crime.
Oh my God. I'd be embarrassed if I was people picking him and not choosing this guy.
Wilson locked up. He strikes out. 3 straight Ks for Sonny Gray, and there's 2 gone in the 7th.
Yeah, that wasn't the traditional sweeper he usually throws off the plate for Chase. This is at you. Just kind of freezes him. Comes back and gets a good part of the plate.
A back up breaking ball. It backs up. It's so hard to hit.
Yeah, a little front door piece.
Tyler Soderstrom now. He's 0 for 3. A couple ground outs, and then a laser line out to second in the 5th. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the next half inning for the Sox. And Luis Medina, live-armed right-hander, getting loose behind Scott Blewett. He's had the last 2 innings. Popped up foul, 1-2.
Dodgers haven't really named their starters yet this week, have they?
No. 1-2. Check swing and no swing. Yeah, last I saw they were TBA for the opener tomorrow against Suarez. Yamamoto on Saturday.
Kind of hoping you were missing him. But we'll see it.
Here comes the 2-2. Got him. Sonny Gray strikes out the side in the 7th.
3 sweepers.
The Red Sox trail by 1 against the A's as we go to the 8th inning in Sacramento.
Sonny Gray gives you 7 innings, 97 pitches. His arsenal presented by New England Area Audi dealers. And the sweeper that wasn't used in the first 3 innings became the power pitch. See the whiff, 7 of 14. He got 3 strikeouts last inning with it. Kind of boxed that cutter, put that in his back pocket. It really kind of gives you some length. I know he doesn't want to give up 4 earned runs, but he keeps the Sox in this game. They got a couple innings now still to kind of pull this thing out.
And they'll face Luis Medina. He pitched Tuesday on in relief, an inning and 2/3, couple hits, couple walks. Red Sox got a run off of him in his second inning in that outing. Ball 1 to Wilyer Abreu to start. Abreu, Contreras, and Yoshida.
Yeah, big arm, averaging 97.5. Little slider changeup. You saw the curveball there.
Strike throwing's been the issue for Luis Medina this year. And remember, this is an A's bullpen that has the worst ERA among all bullpens in baseball. One. It's up and away. Good take by Wilyer.
I really got to get Wilyer going. We were talking about coming out of the All-Star break, how important he was, and he went nuts against Tampa Bay and showed you that. But now 2 for his last 35.
Including the 0 for 3 today with a couple Ks. Abreu strikes it well. Center field. Butler back. Tie game. Right on cue. Wilyer launches.
He went back to that changeup. Talk about how important this guy is for the lineup. I mean, you know, the quiet offense the first 3 games, and so far here in this one, he just had a tough week here in Sacramento, but stays back on that pitch there, drives it to center field, ties this thing up here in the 8th.
That Red Sox home run is presented by your New England area Audi dealers.
I guess I should just say it every time he comes up. So I did at the beginning of that Tampa series, and he went nuts. Just how important that bat can be. It can carry a team. Oh!
And now Wilson Contreras launches! Back to back for the lead! You gotta be kidding!
Don't hang it. That was leaned on. That ball landed in left center field. I looked down. I don't think Wilson was out of the dirt yet. I'm saying it all week. Boy, I'd love to see him get a hold of one here because the ball flies. He got a good look at it. Medina coming in. A couple of bombs. Well, this is the Abreu home run. The changeup that he missed. This one he left off. And he launches it to center field. He kind of knew he had it as well. Off that batter's eye. And now we got the hanging curveball. I mean, look. He's just watching it. This is a slow one. Back to back, Sox take the lead.
422 for Abreu, 414 for Contreras, and it felt like 480.
Like Wilson's ball went a little deeper than Abreu's, didn't it? I know dead central, but.
And listen to Sutter Health Park in Sacramento.
Red Sox fans, you see all the time we come out west. People live out here, they don't get to see many Sox games, they show up.
Two and one on Masataka Yoshida. I mean, we've been saying it all series that it feels different when these 2 guys are launching.
Yeah, and it's been a quiet series for both of them leading up to those at-bats. But Wilson's showing some signs, right? Singles last at-bat last night. Single his last at bat before that home run.
2-1 to Massa. Slaps one foul. But on the flip side for Willier, you had just said it before the swing, 2 for 35. Shall we admire our handiwork, WC40?
That was a hanger, wasn't it?
And when he gets off that kind of swing against that kind of pitch and is just leaning back, it looks like what he was doing in Philly.
Yes. Well, he still has elite bat speed.
Look at those two.
I mean, Wilson's in the 96th percentile in bat speed. And he's just so strong. Both these guys.
Willier's like, finally.
Yeah.
Two again. Massa strikes out, one away.
You wonder, we talked about before how this team's really kind of struggled to score runs in Colorado, and really have struggled to score runs here in Sacramento. The two best hitter parks in the league. I wonder if that just sort of plays a role coming in. Like, okay, all I got to do is barrel a few. I can pop 2 or 3 homers in this series. I can kind of. You start thinking like that. I used to think like that when I went to Pittsburgh back in the Big East days. Launching pad, Mike.
Providence Friar Lou Merlone rolls into Pitt. Cost Field or whatever it is.
It was tiny. That field was shallow. I launched there. It was great. Back when I used to hit homers.
But to your point, you're thinking about it.
Came up here, it was just a little punch and Judy.
Caleb Durbin fouls it away.
But the point is, do you get longer? Do you start guessing? Do you start getting out of your routine, whatever your mindset is? Because you know all you got to do is barrel a few here, pull side, and you could pop 3 in a week.
Comebacker, the Medina Stats, 2 gone. I mean, it really is crazy how 4 games here have followed such similar scripts for the Red Sox, where there is nothing going on through at least 4 or 5 or into the 6th.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and they get these huge swings.
That's what good teams do. And that man right now, because he stayed in this game, because he grinded, because he gave you 7, is in position to get the win.
Well, here's Jarren Duran, 2 outs, bases empty.
I think it's interesting, too. We were talking earlier about who is available late for this team, given the usage lately. And it's Greg Weissert up with a 1-run lead here in the 8th.
So does that tell you, you had mentioned a couple of names earlier, maybe Whitlock, Slayton, like you don't know if you go back to them?
You got to think Whitlock and Slate may be down. The question would be Guerrero, Chapman, right? Like, is this a Weissert Guerrero night? Is it Weissert Chapman? Chappie's out there. Guerrero down?
Fisted on the infield. White's got to hurry. He does. Inning over, but Abreu and Contreras go back to back for the lead. Four. Wilyer Abreu and Wilson Contreras go back to back to give the Red Sox the lead. And now time for the first in quality call to the bullpen. Bottom of the 8th inning, Greg Weissert comes on. 2nd day in a row for Weissert after he was huge in extra innings for the Red Sox.
Well, big night last night for him. Got his first save of the year, 6th of his career.
He went strikeout, strikeout, flyout on 15 pitches. 4, 5, and 6. Starting with Jonah Heim. in for a strike with 94.
You see Chappie up there throwing. Looks like, or was that Giovanni? Actually, Moran up in that pen. We got a lot of righties on this bench with Mark Kotze.
Pulled toward the gap. Right field. Abreu charging on. Can't make the catch. Heim reaches just out of the reach of Willier to start the bottom of the 8th.
The ball was up there a little bit. Interesting night for Abreu out in right field. I mean, he sets the bar so high. He is the best right fielder in the game. This one here, just off that glove, almost got to it.
Couldn't haul it in. And now you mentioned options on the bench for Mark Kotze. Henry Bolte, who can flat out fly, runs for Heim at first. Tommy White, the batter, 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a ground out to short. White bounces it up the middle. Monasterio, high hop. Got it there in time for 2.
That's a big play. First pitch swinging, too. You mentioned Bolte out there running. He's got some stolen base threat. And you just sort of erase that worry right away. This ground ball perfectly placed. Ramona can catch it, get a little bit of rhythm to second base, and a good, accurate throw. Get rid of that speed on the bases.
And now a dangerous bat right now in Lawrence Butler. So he's just outside.
Yeah, Butler, a couple extra base hits. He's been the killer here tonight. First one was an RBI double. He scored a couple runs. Pretty good series. Look at that, 5 for 10, 4 doubles.
Doubled up on changeups to start.
That's where the changeup's going to come into play. We saw it last night. Again, it's all lefties in the bottom of this order. This is the 3rd hitter he has to face. I wonder if you go to Giovanni. Butler was able to get on with all these lefties, but.
And then you'd be getting Chapman ready, obviously, for the bottom of the 9th. You still have more lefties that if the lineup turns over to the top, got to worry about in Kurtz and Soderstrom. 3-1.
When you see those guys up, it makes you believe that Whitlock, Slayton, and even Guerrero may be down.
Full count. Yeah, I think you're right. Guerrero's had a lot of work this year.
And this is what you need, everybody. This is where the depth in this bullpen. Weissert last night coming in doing a great job getting a save. Astic hold on here in the 9th. Giovanni's been fantastic for you. It's not just those back end 4 guys.
Weissert's 3-2. Got him swinging. Sonny Gray's pitching line presented by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices.
Well, we said it before. His #1 goal is to win a ball game when he pitches. It's not about him. Obviously, he gave up 4 runs here, but still, the 7 innings kept it where it was, changed the way he attacked hitters, kept his team in the ball game, and he's in position to win it if they can hold on here in the 9th.
Elvis Alvarado takes over. Brian Serven does the catching after the A's ran for starting catcher Jonah Heim. 8-9-1. Andrew Monasterio leads off at an RBI single that started the Red Sox scoring in the 5th. And Aroldis Chapman ready to go for the bottom of the 9th. Flash foul.
Saw Alvarado last night do an inning, 1 hit, no hits rather, 1 walk, couple of strikeouts. With a big power arm.
Swing and a miss. Monasterio down on strikes, 1 gone.
Good slider to go with that 99, 100.
Sacramento lets its thoughts be known on the team that plays in the Bronx.
Yankees lost today.
How about 2 walk-offs in a row? Red Sox 4 games back at the start of their game tonight. Here's Connor Wong. Ball 1 to begin. Man, this Red Sox team is resilient. Like, of all the traits, can assure you that that is one of the most prominent of this group.
Yep. I really want this team to be tough, resilient, gritty. And if you're able to hold on, it's just, you deserve to win 3 out of 4. Kind of the way the games are going, maybe defensively, situational hitting, but finding ways.
Inside 3-0. Love a little insurance here. Anthony Siegler, the leadoff man on deck. There's always different contributors. Say Don a big swing in the opener. Monasterio, the 2-run home run yesterday. Your star sluggers do it today in the 8th inning. Full count.
Game gone along last night. Late in that ball game, 2-run shot to get it to within 1.
Three-two, and Wong's on. 1 out, base runners. The lineup turns over. The official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, is advancing medicine with breakthroughs in research, nationally ranked specialty care, and innovative treatments. Learn more at bidmc.org.
Again, that number. Remember, they were down 3-0 early in this game. They had 1 in 37, went down 3. Trailed in every game in this series. We've already got 2 comeback wins.
On the ground at the mound, Alvarado, the force, and a double play. That ends the top of the 9th. Aroldis Chapman will try to lock it up next. Time now for our strong play of the game, presented by your New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Well, the big boys in the middle of your lineup, after a quiet series here in Sacramento, really showed up in the 8th. There was Abreu who's tied this thing up, his 16th of the year. The next batter, the next pitch, curveball, Contreras, number 23. The Red Sox took a 1-run lead with Aroldis Chapman now trying to save this game.
Chapman again. Saw him with a scoreless 9th inning. In yesterday's game, he worked around that leadoff double to Lawrence Butler. Jeff McNeil cues one at third right at Caleb Durbin. 1 away to start the 9th.
That was that 1 pitch, 1 out. It's crazy. Last night, Tracy was talking with us before the game. That leadoff double from Butler, by the way, kind of thought that game ended. Thought it was going to get out. It didn't. And with the infield drawn in, you had faced Jacob Wilson with 11% strikeout rate, punched him out where contact could have got you in trouble. And it was McNeil with 11.7% strikeout rate, punched him out. 2 guys, not easy to strike out.
Ooh, that's called the ball to start. Red Sox do have 1 ABS challenge remaining. Alika Williams, the pinch hitter, in the spot of the left-hand hitting Carlos Torres. And those were just enormous strikeouts from Chapman. Hit well, center field. Rafaela goes back at the wall, and it's off the wall. Williams stops at second. Just missed tying this game. Settles for a 1-out double.
again, more drama. This ball was hit pretty well. At this point, you're just kind of hoping this thing stays in the ballpark, much like last night with Butler. Cedon gives it a run, just over his head, right at that wall. Had to go a long, long way. He was kind of shaded over in right center field. Duran's there. Just keep him off third base. That's kind of big, too, right? That could have been a one-out triple. Infield drawn in again. It's going to be Colby Thomas here.
Pinch hitting for the left-hand hitting Donovan Walton. Gas at 98. And a ball from Williams, a home run in 15 ballparks. This time of the night doesn't carry the same way it does early.
Saw it with Siegler, right, in game 2. Thought maybe he got it left center and ended the game.
In the deepest part of the park, too. 0-1. Thomas cuts through that as well. 0-2. Patrick Sandoval said it after the game yesterday. Aroldis Chapman has ice in his veins. Stepped up in these pressure spots with runners aboard and come through time and time again. 0-2. Got him. 2 gone. This won't be close from Thomas.
This is called a strike. The batter's challenging.
This thing is middle in slightly.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The Athletics have 1 challenge remaining.
And the Red Sox are 1 out away.
Yeah, they had 2 challenges. Take a shot. I mean, that caught a lot of the play. That's the thing, though. You know, game on the line. This guy's been around a long time, still smiling out there. The pressure just, it doesn't get to him. They got a little battle here, though. To win this series, you got to go through their best. Kurtz.
Left on left. First pitch fouled back at a hundo.
Good to see a hundo from Aroldis. He's not living there as much as he was in the past.
Chapman faced Kurtz earlier in this series in the opener on Monday. A protracted battle, 10+ pitches. 1-1. And eventually was a ground ball to second from Kurtz. Star against Star. Again 3 days later. He's done damage against velocity this year. The 1-1. Up the ladder, 1-2.
99, that's a tough pitch to handle. Up and in. Too many lefties can get to that one.
Chapman ready with a 1-2 on the way.
Oh.
Unleashed 100 again.
That looked like a bullet. Oh, sinker up and in at 100. Conner does a nice job getting a piece of getting the glove on it.
Chapman ready with the 2-2. Got him swinging! And the Red Sox come back again.
Well, it wasn't pretty here in Sacramento. I mean, I think it's safe to say that this team was playing great baseball. It wasn't their best here from an offensive, even defensive standpoint. But the team is rolling. The team is confident. It's almost like they're waiting around to find a way to win a ball game. That's what good teams do, and they end up taking 3 out of 4. They've now won 7 consecutive series going into LA.
Just remarkable. They do it with some late game drama for the 2nd night in a row. This Red Sox win is presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Stay tuned for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. On the way, TC and JP break down the big moments in tonight's win, and Jemai talks with Wilson Contreras. That and more coming up after the break.
In 3, 2. All right, thank you very much. Well, Wilson, you come here, you continue to do it. What can you say about what impressed you most about the way this team was able to come here, win 3 games, and win a series?
We're resilient. We play the 27 outs. We're not giving up, and we're finding a way to win games, which is important. I know we had a good streak starting July. We lost a streak, but it feels like we're about to get in another one. So the whole group is doing a really good job. The pitchers are doing their job. Sonny battled today with whatever he had. And the whole group today was with 2 good at bat offensively, and we were able to slug late in the game.
Yeah, another night where the offense comes together late. Back-to-back home runs there in the 8th.